We're about 30 minutes now from the puck dropping while the Amherst look to complete this series sweep against Syracuse tonight. Now, as you mentioned, the Amherst do have a 2-0 series advantage, but just 2 years ago, it was Syracuse that had the 2-0 series advantage, and Rochester won 3 straight games to complete that series comeback.
The sun is out now, so it is a little bit warmer, but definitely not what you would expect for a baseball season or April weather in general. But a lot of fans did show up today to support the Red Wings as they opened at home against Lehigh Valley. Now, the score right now is 10-1 as I last checked. They might have just put on another run. It sounds like it behind me.
Hancock is a versatile defensive back known for his ability to play multiple positions in the secondary. Well, that versatility means many spots could be his to fill this year. And when I asked him what he sees his role being, he said he actually has no idea. The Amherst have been seen wearing shirts with those 5 letters, GITFO. Game it the bleep out. I can't say it. They can't say it when they've been asked about it, but it's a motto Michael Leone has been using with his team all season, and it's something the team has bought into. Although coming to Buffalo is the first move of Thompson's career, there are some familiar faces in Orchard Park. Sean McDermott was the defensive coordinator back at Carolina when Thompson was in his rookie season, and now the linebacker says he always knew McDermott would make it as a head coach. The last time the Amherst took the ice in a playoff game was 13 days ago. That's the longest playoff break in any league in 33 years. Well, the big question tonight is, will they feel rested? Are they going to be ready to go? Or will they be a little bit rusty having been away from the rink for so long? Robin shared several techniques he uses to stay grounded in the big moments. One of those strategies is finding humor in the situation, saying above all else, he's there to have fun.
Do you think there's any possibility of this feeling like a home atmosphere for the Bills? Obviously, it's on the road. Kansas City is going to be there and be loud, but how do you feel that Bills fans will show up for this game?
If you thought Luka Doncic would be the only shocking blockbuster trade out of Dallas this year, well, you thought wrong, because today the Cowboys traded star edge rusher Micah Parsons to the Packers. Down 15, less than 4 minutes on the clock, and the entire game leads up to a moment in the hands of a name Buffalo fans may have just heard for the first time last night. Does the preseason matter? It's the question NFL fans throw around each year, and it was certainly on the minds of Bills fans last night as Buffalo was dominated by Chicago 38-0. After another disappointing year for the Sabres, there was speculation around the league that forward J.J. Peterka wanted to leave Buffalo. Well, just a few days ago, Sabres GM Kevin Adams said he didn't have an answer whether or not Peterka requested a trade, but did say he showed no desire to leave during exit meetings. Micah Hyde was brought back to the Bills last season for one reason: to be a leader on the practice squad. Hyde didn't play a snap for the Bills last year, but Sean McDermott must have liked the outcome of bringing a veteran back to be a mentor, because that's exactly what the Bills did this morning. Just 2 Ivy League players were taken in this year's NFL draft.
It's a cool little circle.
And one now calls Buffalo home. Before he was drafted out of Georgia Tech, tight end Jackson Haas spent his undergrad at Yale, where he earned a degree in economics.
I was kind of prioritizing the degree more so than I think the football.
But the transition to being an Ivy League student athlete wasn't easy.
Coming from public school, like where it was pretty easy and simple, I was like, I'll be able to maybe just like kind of handle this on my own, and that mentality didn't really work at the start.
Haas told me the course load at Yale was a challenge and admitted he probably didn't prepare enough ahead of his freshman year. Well, overcoming that challenge meant he had to study a lot, and now those study habits are helping him on the field.
Coming into Buffalo, like they throw this brand new playbook that's pretty intricate at you. It was kind of like that with a lot of classes at Yale.
Being a student athlete also taught him how to work through adversity.
I get like a bad grade on an assignment or a paper. I think that like that can kind of happen on the football field, like with a practice especially, like you might start out slow. Just I think kind of having that mentality of like I'm going to adapt and kind of move on to the next thing.
With a degree from a top university, Haas says he's now prepared for life after football.
Football, obviously, like this career is just finite for everybody. And I think it's really reassuring to know that like I have a good degree like to go back and rely on like when my career is over.
Well, Haas's career is just getting started. Reporting at St. John Fisher with the Bills, Rachel Libert, News 8. Movement is medicine, a core principle of the Wounded Warrior Project, helping veterans like Edward Kazdan, who uses one form of movement as a way to cope with life after deployment.
I can do this. I can handle this day. That's what it does for me.
Kazdan served in the Navy and Air Force Reserve for a combined 20 years and was deployed to Iraq in 2007 as a medic.
You think you're prepared, but to see the injuries as a medic, to see the injuries that you see, it does change you.
Kazdan now lives with PTSD, and looking for mental health support, he reached out to Wounded Warrior.
They changed the whole thing. I don't know where I'd be without them.
The organization provided resources to help Kazdan's mental health, his relationships, allowing him to get back on his feet. Then to cope with his PTSD, he got back on a bike.
As a kid, you lived on your bike. You went so many places. So now you had the bike lanes, you had the canal. And when you're having a day or you're having a moment, that bike ride just clears your mind, gives you that you don't have to think about bills or, your nightmares that you have.
Now Kazdan prepares for something else to accomplish. Soldier Ride New York, a multi-day bike ride hosted by Wounded Warrior through the streets of New York City, bringing together veterans from all over the country.
To get together with about 30 other veterans to celebrate, I say to come together in this one place and just meet and tell your stories to people who I think truly understand.
The Soldier Ride is also an opportunity for Kazdan to prove something even bigger.
The challenges that this presents and other challenges you can overcome and you can beat. That's my end up goal with this. And then say, okay, any other life challenges you got, you can do this.
Kazdan begins his ride on Wednesday, July 16th, a chance, he says, to show his pride for the country he served. Reporting, Rachel Libert, News 8. In a talented Bills receiver room, Josh Palmer's approach to the game makes him stand out.
He's so intentional about it. He's as intellectual as it gets.
Palmer signed to the Bills this offseason after 4 years with the Chargers. And since getting to work with the team, everything he does has a purpose.
What are you trying to get done today? Where do you need to be? Where do you need to get to? It's a lot of things that you have to think about, and when you're intentional, you know when you've made a mistake.
Making mistakes is something Palmer is embracing through training camp.
I mean, I hate him, but you make the mistake one time, you're like, okay, I won't make it again because now I know I did it wrong. And it's just developing that patience.
Palmer says patience is what he's learned most through his NFL career. And now with a new team, he is ready for a new role, regardless of what that role may be.
I don't really have any expectations. The motto here is everybody eats and everybody has to do their own part to help other people succeed.
One of those teammates Palmer wants to help succeed is Josh Allen, saying he actually wants to help his quarterback get better. Now he knows the MVP of the league doesn't have much to get better at, but he says there's always ways to improve.
I'm here to make his life easy. However way I can do that, that's my goal. If I can make his life easy, he can make my life easy.
Well, how exactly does he plan to help Allen get better?
Ask him after every play, was that where you wanted me to be? Is that what you wanted me to do? Where do you want me to be? Where do you see this playing out? You tell me what you need and I'll do the best I can to get there.
He wants to know the why. He wants to know, hey, how did that feel? What did that look like? Josh is just unique in a sense of wanting the communication at an all time and asking Josh with it.
With the everybody eats mentality, Palmer says there's no pressure to be a top target. Rather, his goal is to lead by example, both on and off the field, something he says is bigger than football. Reporting at St. John Fisher with the Bills, Rachel Libert, News 8.